Whoa, that's very intense. Welcome, Debz Cooper, Global Stressologist here. Ooh, see if we can get this one going. Thank you for joining me today as we talk about those negative people around us and how to handle them. Clearly. So thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate you coming here for me to share my tips on how to handle negative people. And I did have to giggle because 20 minutes ago I was talking to a dear friend just before, and she was telling me exactly this about negative people around and what's going on. And I went, oh my God, join my Facebook Live, because there's clearly going to be some tips that are going to help you. And they're simple. They're not as hard as what we think. We do often get ourselves into this pickle of doing things that are crazy, and we just can't get ourselves out. So we know that. We know that. You don't need me to tell you, because you already know that. We know the negative impact that others have around us and how it throws us right out. Just let me put that air conditioning on. So I would love to know if you're here live or if you're here watching a replay, and where you are in the world, because I love knowing that I've reached different countries or towns or cities or anywhere really. I'm a little bit nosy about the world. So let's get on to my tips. And I think I had 9 when I was putting this together, but who knows? Because if you know me, you'll know that there's going to be a few little things that come up. So tip number 1 is, and these are from my life experiences and all the people I've talked to throughout my time, is you can't run from them. Negative people, you cannot run from them. So grab your pen and paper, because there's going to be worth you writing this down clearly. You can't run from them. I understand that, you know, I say to people, we often want to hide under a towel or a blankie or whatever it is. I know that. I've done that. I've been there, done it. And that's still, sometimes I hide and I go, oh, it's too much. I just want to hide away. I just take myself off to bed. I just don't even want to be here. I don't want to deal with this. Just let me put my phone down and just walk away. I get that. Be aware of that towel and how big that beach towel is. And if we can move that to a face flannel size, or, you know, an eye patch size, it's so much easier. So number 1 is you can't run from them. I do often talk about the fish analogy, and that's when the Nemo comes in, because there's lessons and experiences that come all the time into our world, and whether we're in tune with them or not, they come up. So you get the Nemo fish, which is a little slap, and you go, oh, that's cute, that's a little tickle, that's fine. And then comes the tuna that comes and it goes bang, and then you're like, oh, this is a little bit harsh. I didn't know this was going to happen to me. You know, as I'm talking about this, you're actually going to go, I know that one. I know that one. And then comes the dolphin that you think is super playful, and the dolphin comes along, and that dolphin's got a bit of a whack, and you're like, oh, I wouldn't have thought my friends would do this. This is your friends, the dolphin, the playful ones. And then comes the shark, which is the bite, which is often an employer or those who are really super close to us. Even, you know, the government, whatever you want to throw it out there, whatever it is, you can't run from this whatever this is. And then comes, did I talk about the shark? Shark comes the bite. In the end is a whale. And the whale comes. And if you do not, if you continue to run, the whale will come and it will wipe you out. It'll wipe out your house, it'll wipe out your health, it'll wipe out your wealth, it'll wipe out your friends and family. It'll just wipe out everything within you that you have to start again. So, try to get that as quick as I possibly could. 1, you cannot run from them. Or us being you. Me, I can't run from me. Sometimes I want to, but you just can't. So you better just to deal with it. Now, this seems to be something that's coming up more and more, and it's SHA. And this is called seen, heard, and acknowledged. Everyone wants this. Everyone desires it. Everyone has a need for it. Everyone. You want to be seen, you want to be heard, and you want to be acknowledged. I can see you. Yeah, I can see you. I can hear what you're saying, and I acknowledge it. Everyone wants that. Your ego may say no, but the truth is everyone wants that seen, heard, and acknowledged. Now, this is another one that comes in from that seen, heard, acknowledged. Is you don't have to agree. You can see them, hear them, and acknowledge them. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to agree if it goes against your moral compass. Now, my moral compass is going to be different to yours. It's going to be different to the child. It's going to be different to a boy. It's going to be different to a girl. My moral compass is my moral compass. And don't agree if it goes against your moral compass. I'm not here to tell you you must accept that. I'm not here to tell you that. No way. Who am I to tell you that? I'm there to tell myself this works, this doesn't. Dr. John D. Martini calls about the law of the lesser pisses. Who are you going to piss off most? Oops, I swore. Who are you going to peeve off the most? Law of lesser pisses. Who is it? What are you going to do? You're going to make decisions that are best for you. If you go against your moral compass, you're going to put on weight. Or you're going to lose weight. You're going to sleep or you're not going to sleep. You're going to want to hide yourself away or not. There's a thing called shame and guilt, and it truly is a destructive path to be on when you go against your moral compass. And your moral compass, we all know what that is. Yeah, we all know what that is. That's what sits in your soul. I can't do that because I'm going to upset my mum, or I can't do that because it's going to upset my boss, or I can't do that because it's going to take money out of the family. Whatever it is, they're just a moral compass that's sitting right with you. We can all deal with your moral compass. I can actually show you how to deal with that one. Let me know in the comments if you actually would like a Facebook on live on that, because that will probably blow you away even more. So don't agree if it goes against your moral compass. That's really, really, really important. There's another one, starts with D, and it's actually not Deborah. Actually not Deborah, it was not Debz. This is called a desire. And this is a desire to help. Because we all have a desire to help. We see people in pain, we think is pain, and we jump in and we just want to help them. We want to help them so much because it's so much quicker and it's so much easier. So when you're in an intimate relationship, watch the parenting. In my opinion, this is an ugly thing in an intimate relationship. Have you had some food today? Have you done this? Did you take this? Like, we're grown from our parents. We don't need another parent helping us. I personally think that's an ugly in an intimate relationship. It's up to you. You know, also known as helicopter parents, micromanagers, you know, those ones at work, and outside of here, the sports people, the coaches, whatever, it's that trust. So watch your parenting when you have a desire to help. And we know, obviously, if they're firing at you, or everyone around, when they're negative, they're firing at you, there's something bigger going on. There's something far bigger than whatever you're seeing right now going on. And Britney Spears, the word intervention comes up. And I just would like to share this. I had once with a friend who pulled me aside, talked to me about my drinking. And they didn't find it pleasant to be around when I was drinking. And I had to actually giggle because what I was doing was, when I was doing shots, I felt I needed to keep up with them. So when I was doing shots, I was actually not doing shots like alcohol shots, but I felt I needed to keep that energy up. So when she came to me and said to me, look, I'm really concerned about you drinking. You're drinking all the time. You're drinking more or less and you're getting out of control. I actually had to confess that I wasn't drinking at all. It was actually just a persona I was putting in. So this is back to that moral compass. Be aware of your moral compass. I was doing things that weren't working for me to keep up with, what do they call it? Keep up the Kardashians or the Joneses or whatever. So when people have you, when people are going through whatever it is and you have that desire to help, you can ask them. You can fully ask them, but be prepared they may not tell you. Be prepared they may not tell you. And if they do tell you, listen and don't give advice unless they ask, because sometimes it's easier to just offload and they can hear their own wisdom or whatever it is, but don't jump into fixing mode, because we have our own stories. I have my own stories when I talk to clients. I have my own stories that I can put in there, and I can put my energy into that client or that person, and that's not healthy. My stories are my stories, so hold on to that stuff. So be aware of that energy bubble or whatever you would like to call it. So listen, but try not to give advice. And I call it voicing over fixing. Everyone has a sad story. Everyone has a sad story in their life, and it's how you can swap that sad story around. So don't be sad for their story. Seen, heard, acknowledged. Seen, heard, acknowledged. Don't be sad. That's their story. This is 100% their experience in life, testing them. 100% their experience. Some they don't even know it's testing. Some they think it's just something. They might not be. So when we have that old scenario, you know, I know growing up, they go, it's not you, it's me. I'm breaking up with you. It's not you, it's me. Well, trust me, it's them. This is their stuff. When you attach to their story, it's your stuff. So if you really get yourself into a pickle or they're in a pickle, reach out. I'm here. I'm totally here for them and you to resolve whatever it is. So get that professional who is going to work for everyone around. The next tip I'm going to give you is ideal outcome. What is your ideal outcome? Do you want to be the big savior? Do you want to be the one coming in on the horse and galloping and just telling them everything's going to be okay? Do you want to be the one to give them that lesson that they haven't got before? Whatever it is, what is your ideal outcome? If you don't know, if you do not know, and this is to anything in life, if you do not know, you're not going to get it. So you must get clear on whatever it is and write it down. Write it down what outcome you'd like out of this conversation. Write it down this outcome you'd like to deal with these negative people, whatever it is. I worked for a company when I was about 18 or 19, and I used to work in a department store, and I was in the office, and people come and complaining, and they go, I want to complain about this furniture's broken, or this has happened, or I've got charged too much, and da-da-da-da, it's not arrived when it said it was supposed to arrive at 10 o'clock, and I was like, okay, great. So I'd ask them what they wanted. What do you want? And they would go, I don't know. I want you to listen to me. I just don't know. And they would become this whole introverted person where they were firing machine guns at me. I go, what do you want? Like, tell me what you want and I'll see if I can give it for you, get it to you, because I don't know. They don't tell me. So you must have your ideal outcome, and then you must have their ideal outcome. And that's where it's great for that listening over fixing. I was going to say something else in it. So listening over fixing. They can change at any time. They can change at any time, whatever they want. But it's up to them. And it depends on their PEMS, physical, emotional, mindset, and spiritual. Whatever's going on, if they've had sleep, if they haven't had sleep, if they've eaten, if they haven't eaten. We all know the word hangry. We know that. I was getting a bit like that yesterday. My eyes start rolling in the back of the head if I haven't eaten. And we get a bit like this. So just be aware. Whatever's going on, it could be just down to that. Might be anything. So when you're going to have that intervention, if you're going to have that, just watch yourself and your energy. I used to be known as the Cooper Pooper Scooper. Cooper Pooper Scooper. And I would just come in and I'd scoop all the problems and I'd solution base and send them on their way. That's great in business. But in personal world, people were coming to me with this and this and this and this. And it became so intense. I didn't even know if I was left, right, up or down or what I was. Because I didn't know how to protect my energy of who I was. So, Cooper Pooper Scooper is totally still there. But just be aware of your bubble and what you're putting out. The next one is your life experience. There's no mistake. There is no mistake this is happening to you again and again and again. And you're drawing in that whole negative people around and they're moaning about the same stuff and they're sucking you dry and you're just like this. You're getting like this that you actually don't even want to show up, turn up, talk to them or anything. So be aware of your life experiences. There's no mistake it's happening for you. But don't go down the why process, because why is such a challenging place to be. You're just going to go round and round and round. And I call it the hamster wheel, where you go round and round and round and round, round until you fall off on your back and your legs are in the air. And that's the only way you can actually cope. So avoid the why. Look at it. Like, what's truly going on? Is it your boundaries? Have you shown a weakness? Because people zone in on that weakness. We know that. So whatever's going on around you, your life experience, have a good look at what it is that's truly going on deep down. Now, I've only got a few more to go, so I'm trying to go as quick as I can. So the other one is be busy. Be busy, be busy, be busy, be busy. The more you focus on your world, and this is your world, the more you focus on your world, the less impact others have over you. So when you're in your zone, when you're doing what you love, you're focusing on that outcome. You're going and looking at that service you're providing. You're going and looking at this, and you're going and looking at that. And when you're focused on that, the money, the partners, the ex-partners, the family conflict, the phones that keep ringing, the drama at work, the media, the government, all of these things, anything, when you're busy and you're in your zone of genius, when you're in it, right in it, this other stuff, this Pac-Man, whatever is going on around you, just disperses because you're so in your zone and that's where you're focusing. So get into that glitter moment. Get into that, whatever it is that lights you up and stay in that zone, because those negative people are not gonna, they're gonna be firing at you, and you're not even gonna hear. You're gonna go, wow, I had this client who had this, or I dealt with this, and da da da, and you're just gonna not be attached to their drama. It's not you, it's me. It's them. It's them. Okay. Now, this one is my favorite G-spot one. Gratitude. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Gratitude that they spoke to you, that they shared with you. And this is actually can be a challenging one. I know this was a challenging one for me. I had a lovely, I went to a lovely cafe in Perth once with my friend Luann, and this man approached us at the cafe. And Luann is just divine looking, beautiful, and she has this lovely energy around. And we were talking business, and I was in flow. And this man came over, and I was like, leave us alone. Can I buy you a cuppa or anything? And you know, and I was like, in my head, I was like, go away. I'm in my zone. And Luann called me on it. She said, you're rude. He is a very brave person to come up and speak to you. Acknowledge him. And I actually was quite taken back, because I was like, no, he was rude. He came into my space. And she's like, no, he's a very brave man to come up and talk to two beautiful women sitting there who are totally in our zone of genius talking. So she said, acknowledge them. And it really humbled me to go, actually, you're right. They spoke up to you. These people, these negative people, actually shared with you whatever's going on in the world. They're a brave person to do that. He was brave coming to that. So thank you, Luann, for that. That's had a big impact on me. So, you know, the thing is, hand on heart. When they share that with you, don't attach to their story of being sad. Put your hand on your heart. It's an incredibly powerful place to be. And it just brings you back to your heart over your head. And if I'd listened to that man sitting in my heart, it would have been a very different space, and going, go away, I've only got 3 more minutes to do this, whatever it is. He was a brave man. They spoke to you, acknowledged that, seen, heard, and acknowledged. That's all it is. And the last one. Okay. And the last one is the purpose to life. What is the purpose to life? Well, that could be depending on anything, but the purpose to life, to me, the purpose is be fulfilled, be inspired, be alive, do what lights you up. The purpose of life is to be, you can say happy, to be balanced, to neutralize, whatever. The purpose of life is actually to be fulfilled and inspired for me. Alive and kicking, but not kicking, but actually alive, inspired, whatever you want to call it. So this is about enhancing your world and leveling up constantly. Don't let that those negative people have an impact on your world, because you are here for your purpose. What is your purpose? And you may go, oh, I work for someone, I don't have my own purpose. You do. You have a little legacy, and that legacy is you. Leave that legacy behind of whatever you desire. Whatever you desire. So that's me on top tips how to handle negative people. Debz Cooper, Global Stressologist. Let me know what one was your favorite. Or let me know if you've got some more, because I've got probably 30 others I can give you on. But they're the simple, quick, straight to the point ones that I'm giving you here today. So that's me signing off. Thank you very much for joining. I will see you next week. Top tips on handling negative people. Let me know how you go. Thanks, people. Bye.